watching India Today Global with me, Ishita Mitra. It's Tuesday morning in the Indian capital, and at this hour, we bring you the latest from around the globe. First story coming from the United States, the Vice President Kamala Harris kicked off Democratic National Convention by thanking President Joe Biden for his lifetime of service to the nation. Harris broke the tradition by delivering her remarks on the first day, praising Biden's leadership and rallying the party for the upcoming November elections. Now, she is set to officially accept her nomination alongside Minnesota Governor Tim Walz at the end of this four-day event. And in an emotional remark, Joe Biden also defended his record, advocated for the vice president, and went on to attack Trump, describing the election as a battle for the soul of America. Another news from the US. Washington has accused Iran of conducting cyber operations against both US presidential campaigns. Now, this includes Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. The FBI and other agencies have confirmed that Iran targeted campaigns and attempted to gain access to sensitive information. They said Tehran has been engaging in influence operations to sow political discord in the US. Meanwhile, Iran has denied the allegations, calling them unsubstantiated. Next up, we have a story from West Asia. In a major news, US Secretary of State Antony Blinken has announced that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has accepted a bridging proposal from Washington to address the disagreements which have been hindering a ceasefire in Gaza so far. So Blinken also called on Hamas to agree as well, emphasizing on the urgency of the situation amidst ongoing conflict. But despite optimism, both Israel and Hamas have indicated that reaching a deal will be challenging. Remember, Blinken is currently on his 10th visit to the region since the war began in October last year. Coming to the Russia-Ukraine war now, Ukrainian president has urged Western allies to relax restrictions on using foreign-supplied weapons following Ukraine's successful assault on Russia's Kursk region. Zelensky criticized the concept of deadlines imposed by allies and called for more courageous support at this point. The wartime president said Ukraine controls about 1,250 square kilometers and 92 settlements in the Kursk region, while Russia said Ukraine had struck a third bridge in the region. Now, Ukraine launched its surprise strike on the Russian Kursk region on about August 6. It has been termed as the biggest invasion of Russian territory since the World War II, and this Kyiv says that it is aimed at carving out a buffer zone and wearing down Russia's war machine. Coming to Asia now, a North Korean soldier defected to South Korea early on Tuesday by crossing the militarized border in the eastern part of Korean peninsula, according to South's military. The soldier crossed into Goseong County on the east coast, which borders North Korea, and was taken into custody by South Korean guards who had been monitoring his movements. Now, authorities say they're still questioning the motives for this crossing by the person who's believed to be a staff sergeant from the North Korean army. In another news, Philippines has agreed to a United States request to allow the entry and temporary housing of a limited number of Afghan nationals. Now, under the arrangement with Washington, the DFA stated that US government will be supporting necessary services for those Afghans temporarily residing in Philippines, and this would include food, housing, security, medical care, along with transportation, while they complete visa processing before resettlement into the United States. Moving to India now, where thousands of Indian junior doctors have refused to end their demonstrations over the brutal rape and murder of a fellow medic. This comes a week after doctors launched nationwide action demanding a safer workplace and a swift criminal probe. Doctors across the country have been holding protests and declining to see non-emergency patients following the August 9 killing of a 31-year-old doctor. Coming to Taiwan, the self-ruled island showcased its missile firepower on Tuesday, launching a battery of surface-to-air missiles on a remote part of island's southeastern coast. The military test fired both US-made Patriot and Taiwan-made Skybow 3 missiles into the skies as dawn broke, while a warship of the coast fired about a RIM-66 Standard missile. Now, Taiwan, which China views as a part of its own territory, has been complaining of stepping up Chinese military action along its border. In another worrying news, authorities in Pakistan have reported a suspected case of monkeypox or mpox in Pakistan's occupied Kashmir, bringing the total number of people affected by the virus to 4 in the country. A 47-year-old resident who recently returned from Jeddah in Saudi Arabia was admitted to Islamabad's Pakistan Institute of Medical Sciences with mpox symptoms. Earlier, Pakistan reported 3 cases of mpox and they were all from Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province. In response, Pakistan has implemented strict screening systems at airports and taken precautions to tackle the virus. So that's it on this episode of Top Stories. Stay tuned to India Today Global for more such updates.